I'm Lori Waters. Next on Nightside, a rock star who just yesterday announced to the world he has AIDS is dead. The story straight ahead. And get ready for another controversy on MTV. We'll explain next.
I'm Russ Mitchell. Also, some folks are getting a real surprise in boxes of their favorite toys. You won't believe this story. And you won't believe this day in the NFL. What a wild one. Stay with us. Nightside is next. Next on Nightside, news of another fire where investigators say tragedy could have been avoided. The story next.
And it's become one of the most talked about movies of the season. Tonight, see what Joe Pollak says about Beauty and the Beast.
Those stories plus news this evening of a woman behind bars after her baby was born legally drunk.
Stay with us. Nightside is next.
From your 24-hour news source, this is News 4 St. Louis Nightside.
A smoke detector was not enough to save the life of a Belleville woman. Her death a grim reminder of where they should be placed. Good evening, I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Lori Waters. Thanks for tuning into this edition of News 4 Nightside. A 33-year-old Belleville woman is dead after an early morning fire in her home. Belleville's fire chief told News 4 Nightside's John Dewey this incident provides a painful lesson about smoke detectors.
Officials say 33-year-old Mary Blackard died in her Belleville home, apparently from smoke inhalation. Blackard was found on the floor between her bed and a window. Chief Ken Harris says the fire probably began in the corner of a living room near a kerosene heater and a box fan, which was circulating the heat into other areas of the home. A smoke detector was found in the kitchen, but according to Harris, it was improperly attached to the ceiling.
Smoke detector is found right here. See a circle? Apparently it was fastened. According to her father, it was fastened somewhere in the ceiling area here, and you can see there's no screws.
Harris says because the smoke detector fell to the floor, it took much longer for the smoke to reach it and set off the alarm. Harris also says the home could have used another detector just outside the bedroom.
Proper place for a smoke detector in this home would have been right up in here.
It's uncertain just what caused the fire, but officials say it smoldered for hours while Blackard was asleep. Chief Harris believes a working smoke detector closer to the bedroom could have saved Blackard's life. Chief Harris says the Belleville Fire Department has a program similar to the St. Louis Fire Department. They will supply and install smoke detectors for free. All one has to do is contact their local fire station. In Belleville, John Dewey, News 4.
The victim's boyfriend escaped that fire uninjured. A child playing with a cigarette lighter is believed to have caused a 3-alarm apartment fire in Spanish Lake today. The blaze at the Ramblewood Apartments off Bell Fountain Road did extensive damage to the building. One firefighter was injured when he fell over a second-story railing and hurt his arm. Several neighboring fire districts responded to the call.
A 24-year-old woman is facing second-degree assault charges after police say her baby was born legally drunk. Police say Lisa Pinder's baby was born with enough alcohol in its system to be declared legally drunk. The baby is currently in the intensive care unit of a St. Louis hospital, but we do not know the infant's condition. Police say Pinder will be charged with assault and child endangerment. In Kansas City, police say a man shot and killed a man last night. And man who went on a murderous rampage, killing a 14-year-old boy and stabbing 6 others at his former girlfriend's house. When police arrived on the scene, the man was throwing victims out of his second-story window.
St. Louis police say they have a primary suspect who remains at large in connection with yesterday's ambush shooting of a St. Louis family. A special detective force is working into the night trying to find those responsible for the shooting. It killed a 14-year-old girl. News 4 Nightside Jamie Allman has the story.
From the day she was born to the minute she died, Joanne Cooper was an innocent victim of circumstance. So says her father, Alexander, as he sits nursing a gunshot wound to the foot after a shootout that killed his 14-year-old daughter.
It's just a heartbreaking thing for her to know that she lost her life on something that she didn't know anything about, something she didn't have no pause of.
Joanne, a 7th grader at Stevens Middle School, lived with her mother in the only occupied apartment of a trashed, unheated, graffiti-ridden building that police say was occasionally visited by drug dealers. Whoever visited the building Friday night was looking for an acquaintance of the Coopers.
That was some guy by the name of Darryl. And because they didn't find this Darryl, they just opened fire.
In the aftermath, Alexander Cooper and 2 others were injured. Joanne was dead.
Now, this case has been put on priority status. As many as 10 extra detectives have been called in to beat the bushes in hopes of coming up with a break. Now, those who did the shooting and the person they were looking for remain at large. And police are afraid if this dispute is not over, there could be more casualties.
The main problem now, no one can give a description of the attackers. Alexander Cooper says he didn't see them. Police say others may be too scared to talk.
When somebody come in your house and you're sitting in the house shooting, naturally you're going to be scared, and they might have said something maybe yesterday or the day before that wasn't said that might tell us something different today. We don't know.
Police believe the gunman thought the Coopers were hiding the man they were looking for. Detectives say they do not know what the dispute between the men was about. Jamie Ullman, News 4.
The Priority Squad is re-interviewing everyone they talked to before in connection with the case. And the search continues tonight for a 17-year-old suspect who police say was playing with a gun yesterday when it discharged, killing his friend, 18-year-old Martez Scholar of Ferguson. The incident happened in a motel room at the Western Inn in the 3400 block of Lindell. The suspect is wanted for involuntary manslaughter.
House and Senate conferees in Washington have agreed on new crime legislation, but the debate is far from over. The $3 billion bill would apply the death penalty to 50 federal offenses and require a 5-day waiting period to buy a handgun. Senate Republicans say they will fight the measure, and even if it passes, they predict a presidential veto. The House is expected to begin the process tomorrow. Also tomorrow, the latest round in the Christine Busalaki right-to-die case gets underway. A probate judge will hear testimony on whether Christine is in a persistent vegetative state. The hearing will take place in spite of legal maneuvering. Last week, the Missouri Court of Appeals refused to disqualify the judge hearing the testimony, and the Missouri Supreme Court reaffirmed the hearing should take place.
Chances for a ceasefire in Yugoslavia's civil war appear to be dimming at this hour. Fresh fighting is breaking out in several areas of Croatia, including a village that is surrounded by Serbian forces. Yesterday in Rome, former Secretary of State Cyrus Vance brokered a ceasefire between Croatia and the central government. But a total of 14 ceasefires have not been able to stop the fighting.
In southern Spain, there are a few red faces as an effort to recreate an historic voyage hit the bottom, so to speak. Ceremonies were held in the tiny village of Isla Cristina as the Victoria shoved off today. It's a replica of the vessel that carried explorer Ferdinand Magellan around the globe in 1519. But one wrong pull from a tugboat sent the ship careening and its crew and mascots into the shallow water. Oh, look at that. A few egos were hurt, but no one was seriously injured. But it is smoother sailing for another ship tonight. The space shuttle Atlantis is orbiting Earth after its liftoff from Cape Canaveral, Florida. The launch was delayed for about 15 minutes because of a small fuel leak. The 6-member crew is already busy at work. It will try to launch a U.S. defense satellite before midnight. There's a lot more still to come on News 4 Nightside. We'll tell you about some ads you may find controversial that will be aimed at American teenagers.
And tonight, AIDS claims the life of another entertainer, the lead singer of the rock group Queens.
This is Joe Pollock. Does Beauty and the Beast live up to the Walt Disney tradition? I'll have the answer in my review.
I'm Mike Roberts. Heading toward the long holiday weekend for many will mean travel. I'll have a look ahead at what to expect this week nationwide on News 4 Nightside.
From your 24-hour news source, Russ Mitchell, Lori Waters, weather with meteorologist Mike Roberts, and sports with Doug Vaughn. You're watching News 4 St. Louis Nightside.
One day after publicly announcing he has AIDS, rock singer Freddie Mercury is dead. The lead singer of the rock group Queen died tonight in London. He died of pneumonia, a result of AIDS. Mercury was best known for his vocals on the hits Bohemian Rhapsody, We Are the Champions, and Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Freddie Mercury was 45. And in what's sure to be a controversial move, the nation's second-largest condom maker says it will market the first condoms aimed at American teenagers. Schmidt Laboratories says its Safe Play condoms for young lovers will come in neon-colored packages and will be advertised on MTV. A spokesman claims the company doesn't want to encourage teens to have sex, but wants to reach those who are already sexually active. And parents in the Boston area are being warned that they may get more than they bargained for when buying dolls for their children. The Middlesex, Massachusetts District Attorney says packaging for dolls may contain pornographic material. Authorities have charged a 55-year-old man with putting pornographic pictures and literature in boxes containing Barbie, Midge, and G.I. Joe dolls.
In a totally unrelated story, a classic tale hits the silver screen in time for the holidays. Beauty and the Beast. Entertainment critic Joe Pollock takes a look at this Disney production.
A big cheer for Disney, who has gone back in time to come forward in talent and skill. Beauty and the Beast is brilliant work, and I just hope we can all say that when we've seen it a dozen or so times. This is Joe Pollock.
Heard nothing but good things about that movie.
Yeah, it'll probably be long lines this holiday season.
Oh, certainly. Love to see it. But the big movie this weekend, we read in the wires, the big movie making the most money this weekend, The Addams Family.
Speaking of long lines.
That's right.
You going to go see that one?
Oh, sure. They're creepy and they're kooky, you know. Meteorologist Mike Roberts is straight ahead with the workweek weather forecast.
Right after we check in with the News 4 Weather Watchers.
Good evening. This is Weather Watcher Dale Bader from Arnold, Missouri. I have a current temperature of 27 degrees.
This is Carlisle Lake. We had a high day of 32.
Hi, Rich here. Ray Ottomar reporting. The present temperature is 26.
Mike Roberts' weather forecast has the AMS seal of approval.
Mike's here, and it's a holiday week. A lot of folks taking the week off. Mike, what type of weather can they expect?
Well, I'm about to explain all of that.
Is that what you're here for?
That's what I'm here for.
Oddly enough.
Temperatures are going to be going up. I think that's going to put everybody
Goodness.
in the holiday spirits. It has been a cool weekend. We've seen cooler, but temperatures are going to be working their way up. After that is, we get through tonight, it's going to be a cold one nationwide, as a matter of fact. Temperatures will be in the 20s overnight all the way down through the Carolinas, into northern Florida, down to the Gulf of Mexico, and most of the nation will see temperatures in the 20s. That is, in the Midwest, where it will be cooler. We're going to see something slightly different. In fact, overnight lows here will be in the teens for almost everybody except the extreme southeastern portion of Missouri and southern portion of Missouri. North, there will be a few spots like Moline and Kirksville that stay in the single digits. For the rest of us, well, it'll be in the teens, and wind chill factors will be below zero. Today, we had a little bit of sunshine. That was an improvement. We had a high of 33 degrees at 12:26. We had an overnight low of 25. No precipitation. Right now, our current temperature is 24 degrees. That, combined with northwest winds at 18, gives us a wind chill factor of 2 degrees below zero. Our relative humidity is 60%, and the barometer is on the rise. Well, we have a few clouds in the southwestern portion of the state, not doing much of anything. Middle and high-level clouds, and they won't harm anything anywhere. But these clouds, well, that's a different story. Ironwood, Michigan, in the upper peninsula of Michigan, has 30 inches of snow on the ground from this storm alone, and they're going to get 6 more inches tonight. Those are people probably sick and tired of snowfall. High pressure has rescued our skies, though, and it is going to bring us clear skies and also slower winds overnight, which means temperatures are going to be dropping. But tomorrow, that high pressure system will allow us to warm up into the middle 40s, and then it will scoot over. By Tuesday, it will supply us with some pretty strong southerly winds, and those southerly breezes will be welcome because they're going to push temperatures into the mid-50s. Here. If you're going to be traveling west, you should know that the panhandle of Nebraska will be getting rainfall on Tuesday, but another storm system is going to be developing in the mountains. Won't be developed yet on Wednesday. For us, high pressure will supply us with first southeasterly and southerly winds and a full day of sunshine. Temperatures will approach 60 degrees on Wednesday, but also approaching from the west will be these clouds. Now, this is a disturbance that is going to be breaking down about Wednesday. It will probably produce a few clouds, maybe a shower or two for us on Wednesday, but Thanksgiving is going to be a beautiful one. Southwesterly winds across the region, a full day of sunshine as well. This storm system will be cooking. It'll be producing a lot of snowfall again in the central Rockies, and by the time Friday gets here, the whole thing will be out of the mountains. It'll be too warm once again to produce any snowfall for us, but it will mean rain for almost all of the Midwest, and for the likes of the Great Lakes, it will start to produce some snowfall that will move into the Great Lakes for the weekend. So that's a look at the nation's weather for the coming week. This is what you should expect here. On Monday, we'll start things off with mostly sunny skies, and we'll have a high of 43 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny and warmer with a high of 54. Wednesday, afternoon showers perhaps, and then Thanksgiving, very nice indeed. For the rest of tonight, you should look for mostly clear skies, and we'll have an overnight low of 19. Wind chill factors below zero. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 43.
Now that we've figured out why you were here, we'll have you back next weekend.
That's a good idea. I like the pattern.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thanks. Well, it was not a good day to be first place in the NFL.
Doug Vaughn will tell you why in just a few minutes, and it is Sunday, which means another bad day for the Phoenix Cardinals. Details straight ahead in sports. Don't go away.
Doug Vaughn says you can never get too comfortable in your position.
That is true. No, you cannot. You want upsets? We've got your upsets. We've got them right here. 5 of the 6 division leaders in the NFL were beaten this afternoon including the Washington Redskins, who had their 11-game winning streak snapped by Dallas. Yes, he is. This is a silent night in hockey. Nothing on the schedule. Blues play an exhibition tomorrow night at the arena against the U.S. Olympic team. Hopefully, the Blues can use that game to tune up the offense. That was shut down last night by the Rangers.
What you got to do, though, first of all, is look and see if anybody's got any aches and pains, and we got 3 or 4 guys in there that do that are going to have the night off.
It's going to be a time for guys who don't get as much ice time. I think they're going to get a lot more ice time there, and it's a good opportunity to show what they can do.
When Magic Johnson announced he had tested positive for the AIDS virus, many of his fellow sports stars came forth to say what the public already assumed, that is, many pro athletes are sexually promiscuous. Starting tomorrow night at 10, sports reporter Dave Simons begins a 3-part series looking into the private lives of athletes. Do they take advantage of the nightlife, as many people think, or are a few promiscuous superstars giving everyone else a bad name? Dave will talk to former athletes like Bernie Federko and Lee Winfield, as well as a number of nightclub waitresses who share their experiences. Dave also goes undercover to hear a man tell women he's a pro athlete just to make an impression. It all starts tomorrow night at 10. Coming up next, our grandpa's high school hero. Tonight, an incredibly talented volleyball player, so good, in fact, she may be the player of the year in the USA. We'll have her story in a moment.
Grandpa's is proud to announce this week's high school hero.
Belleville West didn't have much competition in volleyball this season. They had a 38-1 record and capped it off with a rout of Crystal Lake in the state finals. The Maroons have many good players and one who may be the best in the country.
A 6-foot senior, number 5, Marnie Friefenbach.
Her coach says there's not a better high school volleyball player in the nation. Marnie Triefenbach was All-America as a junior, and this year as a senior, she was in a class of her own. Last week, with an incredible display of power hitting, she led Belleville West to its 2nd straight Illinois state title. Marnie was clearly the star, but is quick to spread around the credit.
I knew we could do it. I think it was just a matter of hard work and focusing on the court, and the team pulled together in the championship match and all through the state tournament, and I think that made a big difference.
Marnie is also an all-Metro basketball player as well, and the scholarship offers have been flooding into the Triefenbach home.
Well, between volleyball and basketball, I don't know. My dad put it in the computer. He said it was like over 300.
She eventually gave an oral commitment to Stanford, which is currently the #1 ranked college team in the nation. She has her sights set on making the '96 Olympic team, and her coach, Charlie Rodman, believes nothing can stop her.
You have a lot of people that play the piano, but then you don't get many concert pianists, I guess. It's obvious that to anybody that's watched Marnie play, she is an exceptional athlete, but what they don't see, I think, and they don't know, is that she's an exceptional kid to go with her. But yes, we are proud of her, and we're proud of not only the way she plays, but the way she's represented Belleville West.
300 scholarship offers she had. I'm sure the mailman is very happy that she has made a decision. You can nominate a high school hero at any of the area Grandpa stores. 300 offers.
How do you choose between so many offers?
That's 6 per state. I figured that out.
Wow, intelligent. We'll have to de-goopy Doug after the newscast tonight. That's
Big chore.
Big chore. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of News 4 Nightside. Thanks a lot for joining us.
We're going to leave you right now with some pictures of a gospel fest on the north side. It was sponsored by a group called Neighbors for a Smoke-Free North Side. Have a good week.